This video is sponsored by PokedownStore.com, the place for all your Pokemon TCG online needs. This is a fantastic website if you want to start your online collection or if you're just looking for a specific code. Look at all these code cards that they offer. Definitely check it out, PokedownStore.com, and use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% off your next order. Also, this video is sponsored by CardMarket.com. If you're a European player, you're obligated to check out this website. You can sell your own cards or purchase from people all across Europe, so this is a fantastic platform. I use it personally every day, and let's for example check out this boss's orders. You can see in time when the price is right and get notified when it has a specific amount of money. So at this point, €3.28 for a boss's orders. What a bargain sale right here. So definitely check out both of my sponsors. You'll definitely help me out with that a lot. What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. In this video I'm going to answer your question, is mill/control dead after rotation? Rotation is going to be taking place in August, and a lot of people have questions about the mill archetype. We know that Oranguru, which is on the screen right now, is leaving the format. Of course, Oranguru control and Cinccino mill actually saw a huge amount of play just before Rebel Clash. Dragapult actually put those decks in check. And they haven't seen that much success, but they have been around ever since Ultra Prism. The Oranguru, we've seen Oranguru work with Zoroark GX before that got rotated out. So this is the existence of control archetypes, because you can put 3 cards from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck in any order with resource management. So cards like Crushing Hammer, you could keep spamming those for infinity times, unless the opponent takes all their prize cards. But also the reason why the mill archetype did not survive with the Rebel Clash, not only because of Dragapult, but also because of Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders could gust around those annoying Lillie's Pokédolls. So in this video I'm going to showcase what cards we're going to lose after rotation in mill and /control archetypes. So the biggest one, of course, is the loss of Oranguru. That means even if you're playing cards like Belelba and Bryson Man, maybe you're still playing Lieutenant Surge and Belelba and Bryson Man combo, the bad news is that you cannot get cards back from your deck, actually from your discard pile. So that means you're also gonna mill yourself, which is not going to be the point. At some case, if a deck like this becomes viable, the opponent will just stack in their own Belelba and Bryson Man, and you cannot do anything about it because you cannot put cards back on the bottom of your deck, or can you? I'm gonna talk about a replacement for this kind of Oranguru. It's a little bit more clunky, but I'm gonna give you a solution nevertheless. In my opinion, with of course very quick decks like Eternus being able to slap bazillion damage on the second turn, as well as cards like Vikavolt, V, providing item lock in the format, I don't know if mill/control archetypes will be viable. There might be some sort of an aggressive mill deck with Toxtricity, which I'm gonna talk about very shortly. And maybe, decks will just rely on Toughness Cloak and huge HP Pokemon to just have some sort of a stall mechanic. Instead, that you're still milling the opponent out, but you're not that aggressive. You're just playing lots of healing cards and huge HP Pokemon. And if the opponent cannot one-shot, you're maybe having a chance. Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the cards we're losing. So Oranguru, the biggest one out there. I think Ditto Prism Star is also huge because it gave a 5th basic for those Cinccino archetypes, as well as like maybe you're still playing Pidgeotto as your main draw engine. So that's very sad to see Ditto go. We also have a Lugia GX from Lost Thunder. The Lost Purge GX could have been a nice way. You can put some certain stuff in the Lost Zone that you cannot face off. This is going to be missed. We also have Goomy with the Sticky Membrane. As long as this Pokemon is the active Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon's attack cost is 1 card's energy more. On the other hand, stuff like Chuckle GX is also something similar to this, but seeing as Welder decks are still good, and seeing as multiple VMAXs need more energies, then I don't think Chuckle GX is any good, but that's why I did not include it here. But Goomy, very nice, we've seen this before. Then Florgus with the Wondrous Gift, putting an item card back on top of your deck with a coin flip. So if you have a little bit of luck with coin flips, you could do that and spam Lillie's Pokédolls until your heart is content. As mentioned, this also died off with Boss's Orders. So Boss's Orders kept all those stall archetypes a little bit in check that relied on Lillie's Pokédoll. We have Macargo, also one of those engines. Pidgeotto is still around, but without Alm's Lecture, it's not that good anymore. So I think everybody will grab to Cinccino as your archetype. If you just want to have control, still working out, then Cinccino is going to be the card for you to draw your cards. Smooth Over was very nice, so you had control of what was on the top of the deck. And with Oranguru from Sword and Shield, you could actually swap that top card immediately. Which was, of course, the deck that did really well, I think, in qualifier number 1 and 2, the Macargo Mill. This Mareep is very good, putting the opponent to sleep, and with Slumbering Force as the stadium card, I think it was from Unified Minds, if I'm not mistaken, the opponent will be stuck in a sleep condition, and that was a very good deck for Mill archetypes, because the opponent cannot attack, they're asleep, they cannot get out of the sleep condition. It was fantastic, nevertheless. Also, this Durant, I think this Durant from Lost Hunter might have seen more play. We could have, like, maybe, used Twin Energy with it, discard the top 2 cards from the opponent's deck with Belalba and Bryceman. Also saying goodbye to that. This Giraffric was very important to put stuff in the Lost Zone. Definitely in those matches. We've seen this at the World Championships where they used Giraffric to put cards in the Lost Zone against the Mew Mew deck. Mew Mew relies on copying attacks from GXs in the discard pile, and the Get Lost was very good for that. But also very nice in the Mirror match where you can put stuff like Pal Pads in the Lost Zone so they cannot spam those. Also, the unknowns are all gone. Missing, didn't see any play. Damage saw some play in Expanded, but not in Standard. But the biggest one is Unknown Hand. Also, another win condition. This is not sort of like Control or Mill, but it's another win con, so I decided to add it in here. If you have 35 cards or more in the hand, you automatically win. So some sort of a control situation. Wobbuffet, this is the one that stopped Prism Stars from having abilities and attacking. This could have been used to just slow down stuff like Tapu Koko Prism Star, but seeing as all Prism Stars rotate, yeah, this is the only Prism Stars that survive is like Shaman Prism Star, Tapu Koko Prism Star, Wanderer's Labyrinth Prism Star, and Black Market Prism Star. So I included it in here because it did see some significant amount of play to stop Victini Prism Star. Also, Naganadel GX with Stinger GX is gone. That also had the control stuff for it. We've seen Naganadel control checkmate decks using triple accelerated energy, using Stinger GX, and then winning the game the turn after that. Also, Shedinja, this was a deck I hated so much. Thank God we now have Tool Scrapper. We had Lysander Labs against this kind of an archetype, but now with Tool Scrapper out, Shedinja also did not see any success. But these are all relevant control slash mill cards that we will not miss. Yeah, I am not a fan of Mill and Control, but I gave you this video to just know if Mill and Control can still survive after rotation. This legendary Ascent Articuno flies into the active position and discards all energies from both active Pokemon. Saw a lot of play in Control archetypes. We had Crushing Hammers, Team Yell Grunts, Articuno, everything, revolve around discarding energies. Also, this Dewpider was actually seeing a little bit of play with the Spider Lock deck. The opponent cannot retreat, and then you also play that with Amistar, so they're in an item lock, and sometimes if they only run Switch and Scoop Up Net, they will be stuck. They cannot retreat, they're stuck. So this Dewpider also saw success because we had the Oranguru in it with the ability that could not be hit by fire types. Saw some play. The Wait and See Hammer probably being used in the Green's Exploration list. We've seen Sander Wojcik, the Master of Control, using this to get rid of like energies on ADP. There's Cyrus Prism Star. This is very disruptive. The opponent selects 2 bench Pokemon and shuffles all the rest back into their deck. Was very disruptive. We have Faba. This saw play in every control deck because you could Lost Zone specific tool cards or special energies in the form of like you could Lost Zone recycle energy, and if you use Palpad or whatever to just put the Faba back, or you use a Research Management, you could put all the energies from the opponent in the Lost Zone and then you win. So very, very important. Also putting stadiums or tool cards in the Lost Zone was very great. Lusamine. Remember the Lusamine loops? You Lusamine for a Lusamine and a supporter of choice, and the following turn you use that supporter. The turn after that you use Lusamine again for the same scenario. You could never deck out. And it was fantastic, insane, this Lusamine. We have Mars. This is very annoying because with this, you draw 2 cards and discard a random card from the opponent. Sometimes you're hanging on there like, yeah, this is my gusting card. In the past, we had like custom catchers and stuff. And you said like, yeah, this custom catcher is for a game, and then they randomly discarded with Mars. Yeah, they looped that with Lieutenant Surge, Mars, and then Chip Chip, Ice Axe, and Reset Stamp. That combo with Oranguru is very annoying. I put Elm's Lecture in here because archetypes like Pidgeotto in the past used Elm's Lecture to get their stuff out. This also rotates. Pidgeotto is still in the format, but without Elm's Lecture, you automatically grab to Cinccino. Steven's Resolve, a fantastic way for those stall archetypes. Imagine if this was not rotated, you could be playing like the Wailord V with Steven's Resolve, getting yourself some potions or whatever that comes out to heal off your big HP Pokemon. This is gonna be missed, mark my words. There's also Tate and Liza, which could be a shuffle supporter or a switch, depending on the situation. And seeing as you have like research management and Palpet and all that, you could have like multiple switch outs because this is fantastic. And then Memory Energy, which lets us attack with the attacks from your basic, even though you're an evolved Pokemon, will be missed thanks to Dewpider. So this is a whole lot of stall and control/mill cards that we're gonna lose. In my opinion, yeah, without Oranguru, I wonder if Mill will survive. In my opinion, I don't think so, because the only way you have some cards, I'm actually going to show them on the screen right now. We're going to swap over to Google Chrome. Yeah, here we have it. This is Excadrill. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to put it there on the screen. Having the attack for a single fighting energy, shuffle 4 cards from your discard pile into your deck. So this is even better than Oranguru because they get shuffled up and you get to select 4 Pokemon. The problem with this kind of an scenario is that you're a stage 1. So as soon as they knock out Excadrill, it's not that easy to set up another Excadrill. So I wonder, maybe Excadrill with Cinchinos. We also lose Ditto Prism Star, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. But this is a replacement, and seeing as Oranguru was very low maintenance, you could Oranguru, recycle energy, and you're good to go. In a scenario like this where people constantly use Marnie, have Bossasaurus to gust around Lillie's Pokédolls, I don't think Control will survive because you need this. This could be like maybe a 2-tool line and an aggressive mill, so you can shuffle like 4 Palpads back and mill the opponent. We'll have to see. People always find a way to make mill and control work, so at the early phases when Darkness Ablaze gets released, I don't think it will be that popular, but as soon as more and more new cards get released, people will make it work. Definitely people like Sunder Wojcik, which is known to play archetypes like this. Also, we still have Balalba and Bryceman, so with this still being in the format, as well as Lieutenant Surge, you could be playing a deck that is low maintenance and just spams Lieutenant Surge with Balalba and Bryceman. I know you deck yourself out, but you could be playing like 4 Palpads and yeah, ways to put stuff back into your deck. Think about Ordinary Rot or whatever. Who knows, we might actually see it work. In my opinion, early on in the season of Darkness Ablaze, we will not see any success with mill archetypes. But as soon as the meta is stabilized, I think people will try and make mill work. I think control will no longer work. We have, yeah, not a lot of answers anymore about mill. I think mill will still work. We have, of course, this is going to be maybe a control savior with this Galarian Obstagoon, the Bad Ruler. Once during your turn, you may have your opponent discard cards from their hand until they have 4 cards left. So you can discard all their resources. For instance, you play 4 Lillie's Pokédoll. You put them there, you evolve into Galarian Obstagoon, and you can use that every single turn. Once during your turn, you can look at the opponent's hand, and yeah, just pick out the boss's orders so they cannot gust around it and maybe go from there. The bad news is that we will also have to rely on Excadrill at one point to shuffle those Lillie's Pokédolls back in. So I don't know. It's a little bit tricky, but this could be a control card for sure. Then we have Curse Shovel for the mill decks, even more aggressive. So, in my opinion, with this tool card being out, if they just knock you out, you discard the top 2 cards from the opponent's deck. And there's also a new card coming out here. This is the Toxtricity from Darkness Ablaze. For a twin energy, you can flip a coin, or maybe a triple accelerated energy, doesn't even matter. If heads, discard the top 5 cards of the opponent's deck. If tails, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. So, what I'm thinking about is like playing Lieutenant Surge. We also play the Tangled Woods or something like that. I think it's the stadium card that allows Glimwood Tangle, something like that, that allows us to reflip the coins on attacks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play Lieutenant Surge. We're gonna be behind in prize cards. It's a stage 1 as well. So then we're gonna be playing Balalba Bryceman. Balalba Bryceman. We're already milling 6 cards. We're putting up a Curse Shovel on this Toxtricity as well. And then we are also going to be using that attack, and with Glimwood Tangle we can you could also play like Will, for instance, if you don't like Glimwood Tangle, but with Glimwood Tangle you have a 75% chance of landing a hit. This is pretty risky because if you flip 2 tails, because if you can reflip with Glimwood Tangle, you're actually gonna mill yourself out, which is very scary. So it's a very risky deck. But if it works, you mill 6 cards thanks to the Belelbel Bryson Man combo and Lieutenant Surge. You mill 5 cards with Toxtricity. You're already milling 11 cards per turn. Yeah, that's nasty. I know it's a stage 1, but it's just for 1 energy. 120 energy or a triple accelerate energy can get you there. Milling 11 cards is huge. Also, because this is 1 prizer, I don't know if ADPization will still be a thing. Turbozation is gone, so decks that take multiple prize cards are not too common, except for ADP maybe, but this is going to be fantastic. Milling 11 cards. So I think a crazy aggressive mill deck could still work, but control is gone. That is my personal opinion for now. What else do I think in the format? So we have all these cards still left with us. Like with Card Shuffle, if they knock out your Toxtricity, they also will discard the top 2 cards. So it could be something, right? In a specific 1 turn, you can mill 13 cards because of the Curse Shovel, Toxtricity, and all that good stuff. So maybe we can try to make something work. Mill is good. Control will be gone because of Oranguru being gone. And yeah, this is a little bit slow in my opinion. Definitely with Boss's Orders, they can keep gusting your Drill Bull and out of nowhere you cannot get your resources back, so I don't know, I don't think it's that good. But then, cards like Wailord V that comes out very shortly have 280 HP. You can even put that buff padding on here, so you can have even more HP, or maybe the Toughness Cloak, doesn't matter, to be honest. You have 2 of these tool cards, you'll be having 330 HP. And then you, yeah, it's too bad that Max Potion is gone. If cards like that could be reprinted, then maybe we could see some stall archetypes. Although there are huge, ginormous monsters out there with like Centiskorch VMAX, which keeps on getting energies onto itself until they get the huge one-hit KOs. And without Articuno GX being able to discard all of those energies, I don't know if stall archetypes will be working out. But mill archetypes, get yourself some Toxtricities and try it out. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the survival of the mill/control decks. I want to hear your opinions down below. If you enjoy a video like this, be sure to mouse the like button, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video very shortly. Peace out.